What is up, guys? Dolly back in the house tonight. Tonight we're talking the strange, the odd, the bizarre. As you can see by the title, are aliens real? Are alien abductions happening? That's the questions we are asking tonight. It is good to see you. If you're just tuning in, make sure you leave some DNA on that like button, just in case you're abducted by aliens and Dolly has to search the universe for you. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking the question, what is going on in our skies? I see people saying, beam me up, Scotty. Okay, well, UFO sightings have been reported for as long as I can remember, at least my entire life. People have been saying they are seeing flying objects in the sky. Is this U.S. military black op projects, or is this something from another universe? So tonight, I want to ask you guys that question. We're going to take a little look at videos because, you know, usually back in the day when people would say they seen a UFO or they were abducted by aliens, people would instantly jump to, you're crazy, there's no way. And people would say the only people that see these aliens are people that live in cornfields. But that's absolutely not true. A lot of high-ranking military and police officers have spotted and seen what they believe to be unidentified flying objects that fly with no sound. Bright lights illuminating the sky. Some of these people even chase these UFOs, and as of recently, the United States government and the Pentagon have come out and released UFO sighting videos. So what we used to think of people just in cornfields as being crazy don't seem so crazy anymore. And a lot of people back in the day, they were scared to report UFO sightings because people would think they had lost their mind, especially commercial pilots that were flying airplanes. A lot of these people have seen things in the sky that they cannot explain, but for years were too scared to tell their stories. So when the military and police are coming out saying they've seen things, usually we hold these people with a little bit more credibility than we would hold most people that live out in the country. But usually when you get away from the bright lights of the city and you can really see the stars, this is where a lot of these sightings have took place. So it ain't just country folks seeing bright lights. There was the lights over Phoenix, which was seen by hundreds of thousands of people. People reported seeing lights in the sky of a V-shaped craft that was as huge as a football field. Now, we're going to play a little video tonight where some of our military and some of our police officers seen UFOs. And especially with the police officers, people would come in from the military and tell them they seen something else. They may have seen the planet Venus or Mirage, that these UFO sightings are not real. For years, the U.S. military have tried to hush these sightings up and try to discredit people that have seen them. All right, so let's share this video real fast. You guys with the call-in number is flashing right here on the screen, 757-797. Are aliens real, and are they abducting people? Dolly.
I know about 30 people that work at Area 51. They
What's
all
up?
believe.
What's up, this Mab?
Yeah.
What's going on, Mab?
I know a guy who was, he's a nuclear physicist
Uh-huh.
from the UK, and he was out on a hike, and he saw a Bigfoot.
He saw a Bigfoot?
Yeah. And then he doesn't remember what happened.
Okay.
It's like he he woke up and he was on another part of the trail.
And you think Bigfoot came down from a spaceship?
Well, let me tell you the rest of the story. All of a sudden, when he got in his car and started driving home, his phone, his Apple iPhone, started welcoming him, saying, "Welcome back to the UK, welcome back to China, welcome back to the United States, welcome back to Australia," like he was going around the world or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's that.
Do you think it may have been just an iPhone glitch, maybe?
No.
So when he encountered this Bigfoot, he just lost time.
He lost time, but I believe he was also subjected to radiation because he got cancer right after that.
After encountering Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe Bigfoot is an alien? That's why they have never captured him, because he goes back to his ship and he flies off?
The people he works for and some of his scientist friends around the world at nuclear sites, they see Bigfoot all the time on their cameras, hopping over the fence, you know, trying to get into the damn nuclear facility. No kidding.
So you're saying they're telling you that Bigfoot is trying to break into nuclear research centers?
Yeah, basically not like forcibly breaking in, you know, ripping off the doors or anything, but or loitering around Bigfoot installations and jumping over the secure perimeters.
Okay,
We've seen a bunch of them.
So there's Sasquatch is basically surrounding nuclear facilities.
Yeah, so they started doing testing to see how much light they, you know, what they could see. They had all kinds of special equipment and stuff. And when they showed one candle power of light, the Bigfoot could see it from a long ways away.
Okay.
And one candle panel is like almost nothing.
So somebody's burning a candle. Next thing you know, Bigfoot is showing up and he's trying to break into.
Well, they were doing a test to see what their sight is. You know, like how much does it take for the Bigfoot to be able to see from a faraway distance.
So do you think Bigfoot has something to do with aliens?
Yes. They have some Bigfoot are abducted by aliens. They call them the star people, and they're afraid of them. And they're not the same when they come back. So I think there's an agenda with the aliens that are using the Bigfoot for something. I don't know what it is.
Then why haven't they ever recovered a Bigfoot? If the aliens are they genetically modified by aliens? So aliens are coming here, what you're telling me, and they're abducting Bigfoot, and then they're taking them up into space, doing experiments on them, and bringing them back. And now he's used as like a scout for like the aliens to go look at nuclear research centers.
I don't know what particularly the use is, but I just had a thought in my mind. It jumped right back out. Damn it.
That happens. That happens.
Yeah. When you get older.
They didn't tell you this standing in a cornfield, did they?
No.
Okay.
This guy's a nuclear physicist, and his friends around the world are nuclear physicists. He has a bunch of science friends that sent all this information to this guy, and we've been hearing it.
Okay. So that's crazy. I've never heard that one.
I don't know. Well, Mount St. Helens, they recovered live Bigfoot and dead Bigfoot. And the live Bigfoot actually led them to the caves where the dead Bigfoot were. They were killed by Mount St. Helens. And they took them out and you know, body bagged them and took them out. But there were live Bigfoot leading them around to try to recover any other live Bigfoot that they could find when Mount St. Helens blew.
Okay.
Yeah, Google it.
I would have to definitely Google that.
Yeah. Mount St. Helens, were any Bigfoot killed when Mount St. Helens blew.
Now, you know, the whole Bigfoot thing, that to me, I never related Bigfoots to aliens. or any type of alien abduction or anything like that. Now, I did hear that this guy was complaining about shoulder pain, and a doctor went in and x-rayed him, and he found a piece of metal that was embedded in his arm.
Right.
And he removed a piece of metal, and this metal was not found on this earth.
You know, an even weirder implant that was recently in a person. They were trying to take the implant out, but the implant was trying to evade the scientists that were trying to take it out, or the surgeons that were trying to take it out. It would move.
Wow.
When they finally got it out, it was metal, but it was also biologic. So it was kind of a morphed thing that had, I don't know, it was half metal and half biology, or some hybrid of the two, that some kind of an implant.
Well, the story I had seen, that when they removed this piece of this foreign object out of this man's body, they said the only way they could find it humanly possible this could happen if aliens didn't implant it was if he was struck by a meteorite.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
there's a lot of those cases where people have implants that are removed. There's one doctor that kind of specializes in it.
Yeah, I've watched about a doctor that specializes in removing these alien implants, and he says that he believes that some of them are used as tracking devices, so they can track you, and that your body don't, you know how I was talking about, you know, the stent I had placed in my heart, my body rejecting it, that this foreign object in these people's body, that their bodies are not even trying to reject it.
Right. Because they know they're so far advanced with technology that they can do a lot. And, you know, with the women, there's the breeding program, you know, where they get implanted with an alien hybrid, and it starts growing when it gets to a certain stage where they can safely remove it and put it in whatever incubator tube thing they got to keep it growing. They come down, take it out, and then the woman just like thinks she had a miscarriage or something.
I mean, there's definitely some strange things, unexplainable things that are going on. Now, it's hard for me to believe that, you know, little flying saucers or big flying saucers are beaming down a light and, you know, pulling people up. We've always seen that, you know, the cow getting sucked into the spaceship, like artwork. And then, you know, the stories that you hear people tell, and, you know, they're doing a lot of this with like psychiatrists, and they're doing dream regression and hypnotherapy, and they're bringing out these suppressed memories of alien abductions, right? And I mean,
Betty and Barney Hill.
Oh, they lost time, and I've
guy and a white lady from the 50s.
Yes. Everybody thought they were crazy, but their story, believe it or not, today, if they told it, wouldn't sound as crazy as it did in the time that they told their story.
The reason why people don't tell is because, one, they don't want to get booted from their jobs. Number two, they get threatened by the men in black, whoever the hell they are. And, you know,
do you think it's another, like, I've heard this a lot, that maybe these are interdimensional beings, like they're coming from another dimension, and they're not aliens at all. They're not from deep outer space, but they're from another dimension, and they're crossing over into this dimension.
There are definitely other dimensions and interdimensional beings, but like a third density being, a fourth density being can't really be and live in a third density because of the vibration level. I listened to a guy who wrote in on a Bigfoot channel, and he was talking about portals, and it was like he was in the military, and he had experienced all these different kinds of portals.
Yeah.
Like roaming portals, fixed portals. But we had this whole planet was under ley lines, and the energy grid was all messed up now. But in the ancient past, it was intact, and there were portals in all these different places where the aliens or whoever could come and go to their planet.
Yeah. See, I don't know I've never heard Bigfoot tied to any UFOs or portals or anything to do with extraterrestrial life.
I think I heard it on Sasquatch, Ontario.
Sasquatch, Ontario.
Yeah. And that guy actually had a buddy that was called Nefertia, and his family of Sasquatch actually interacted with this guy for years. And he's got tapes of them.
Now, I've seen some people that look like Sasquatch, but I wouldn't say, hey, that's a Bigfoot. Okay.
Like Doug, right?
Well, Doug, he ain't hairy. When I think of Bigfoot, I think of somebody completely covered in hair. You know, like a animal. You know,
there are ancient stories where the Indian squaw gets kidnapped, gets done up by a Bigfoot, and then comes back, has a baby. And that baby, you know, is hairy, bigger, that kind of thing. There are those stories as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some strange Bigfoot stories, but you know, well, anyway, Mab, we're out of time. I appreciate you calling in. You be good.
Cool program. Like to see it.
All right, peace. So right here, Dolly, they're at Area 51 using the mountains as their hangars for UFOs. Now, Area 51 to me, you know, a lot of people believe that a lot of back engineering of alien technology has taken place at Area 51. But, you know, they did design the stealth bomber at Area 51 and the B-52 bomber. So a lot of these planes that we're seeing are not top secret now, were developed at Area 51. Dolly,
what's going on?
What is
the Holly Weirdo?
What's up, Holly Weirdo?
Finally, there's a show that's not so depressing. Like, glad you moved on. Glad you're doing good. Lay off the cheeseburgers.
Okay, I have.
I want to tell you a story. So I live in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I'm just chilling on the porch with my uncle. And so he sees something in the sky that drew his attention. And so he thinks he's tripping. Like, he's just drinking his beer. I'm not drinking nothing yet. Broad daylight. And he's like, what the hell is that? And so I look up, and there's like this star in broad daylight going the wrong direction. You know how the stars always move one direction?
Yeah.
There's this one star going like solid. And then behind it shows up like there's one that's more blinking in and out. So now there's two of these things going the wrong direction, way up in the sky. Definitely not an airplane. And then this third one comes in like in Star Wars when the Imperial Star Destroyers come in. It just comes in super fast out of nowhere, picks those two things up, and they take off. Really crazy. Took less than 2 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen that crazy. I did see what appeared to be some stars moving in the sky, but it was so high that, you know, I could not tell what they was, but other than lights in this moving in the sky. And I know airplanes don't light up like that. I've been on commercial planes. I have never seen them light up and be glowing in the sky. I mean, they'll have some little flashing lights on them, but nothing like what I've seen in the sky from that distance. You wouldn't be able to see a little airplane light from the, like, these stars were way up in the sky that I seen moving.
Yeah, super high, like in orbit or something.
Yeah, definitely like in outer space, not in the clouds. High, you know what I'm saying? Totally different level of, and you know, to be that high up and to be that bright, I don't know. I had no clue to what it was, but it looked like there was 3 of them following each other. And I don't live in a cornfield. Now I can't say that there were little green men on ships flying around. I can just say maybe it was a satellite, maybe something.
Bright lights. But there wouldn't be 3 of them because it was like they all acted differently. But why would 3 objects, if they were like government why would they move so close together and then take off? It was like buying weed in a Burger King parking lot, kind of.
He said buy weed in a Burger King parking lot. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of unexplainable things that are going on in the sky, and I don't think people know quite how to explain it, because some of it is just like orbs, like people are seeing just lights that appear to be nothing, or the famous Tic Tac video, okay, where the fighter pilots fly up on it and it looks like a round cylinder, like a cigar, and then
this crazy thing is they always say, why didn't you get it on cell phone? My uncle ran inside and grabbed some binoculars. We both had our phone on us, but that was not in our thought. It was, he just went and grabbed some binoculars from inside. It was like,
yeah. And we're at the 50th anniversary of a USO crash. I was just reading an article on some UFOs, and there's supposed to be like some UFO declassification stuff that goes down on the 13th of this month. So crazy. We're talking about UFOs, and they're about to do some, military slowly has been bringing out these videos, and it had, the dude, I think it was Blink 182 or something like that, Tom DeLonge, and they had discovered some of these UFO videos and they had put them out. And then that's when the military, instead of saying, yeah, because usually the military says, hey, these are fake videos, it's not real. It's,
because when the military puts it out, it makes them look less crazy. Because otherwise, if everybody else is seeing it, but you keep denying it, it makes the military look crazy after a while. It's like, you get all these hundreds and thousands of reports. Oh, that's not possible. No way.
Even the lights over Phoenix, they said they had dropped flares. Now, if you see any of the videos from the lights over Phoenix, which is probably the biggest UFO sighting in the history of the United States, because so many thousands of people seen it, didn't look nothing like flares.
Some celebrity was putting his reputation on the line, saying, yeah, I'm taking pictures. And I'm
joining us now to give his
top name celebrity. I forgot who it was. But he's like, I'm a believer now. You can't tell me what I did, what I didn't see. That's what I saw.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, well, they don't even call it UFOs no more. They call it, area phenomenon. So, but I guess anything in the sky that you can't identify is an unidentified flying object. But these are phenomenon that they can't explain. It's something.
And they can't keep like passing by. If the entire aircraft carrier crew says, yeah, it's right there, it's on camera.
And
you're calling your whole aircraft carrier crew nuts, is what you're calling them.
And then, we had Trump. One thing that Trump did do when he was in office last time is he created Space Force. Why would you need
it was probably already, he's probably just letting us know it's already out there.
Yeah, that there's military that's dealing with extraterrestrial life.
Right. Even Reagan had the Star Wars program.
Yeah, but the Star Wars was to shoot ballistic missiles from space. So we didn't have to launch them up and then them come down. We could just launch them from space. And that was like a missile shield defense system, which would, if you shot an intercontinental ballistic missile at the United States, it would shoot it down in space before it could hit us.
Okay, Dolly, I know you're always cutting me off. And I got a story from the ground to tell you. This is a total different, this is driving in a car. This goes on to the Dogman. I saw a Dogman too.
Okay, a dog.
Really strange.
All right.
I'm driving with my friend through the city, and this is right next to a golf course. And so the street T-bones into this golf course, so I have to wait for the light. And I'm trying to make a left. And there's no sidewalk, which is pretty rare. But there's a sewer system that's scary right there. There's this golf course, and this lady is jogging. And same thing, my friend in the passenger seat is like, what is that? Look at that big old dog. And it was like, it looked like a brown wolf, like in the middle of the city. We ain't got no coyotes. And it was huge. And so this lady's jogging, and my friend is like, it's going to attack that lady. So I started like honking my horn and flashing lights. This thing literally transformed into like a walking blue wolf, standing upright, like bipedal.
And it looked like it was just
about to jump on it. Something like that. but it's like it put on like this light blue camouflage. But I can see ghosts anyway. Like I have always seen ghosts. You know, it makes me sound like a lunatic. And it's highly weirdo.
Okay.
And this thing was literally going to jump on this jogger who was totally unaware. And so I just started honking my horn, flashing my lights, and the lady turns around looking at me like I'm a pervert, and the dog man jumps over the fence, middle of the city.
Huh. I definitely ain't never seen nothing like that. I did see a coyote walking down the street in the hood, which I thought was really strange, right? But I've never seen a dog man or moth man or, you know.
It transformed from a big brown dog that was big enough to get my friend's attention. And then when it was just about to jump on home lady, when he was like maybe 30 feet away from her, he went like into this blue camouflage, almost like a ghost.
Okay.
Like how they describe ghosts as the see-through. You can see them, but they're see-through.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if two people see it, we're not crazy. You know, that's how I know. I'm not crazy.
If somebody else sees it, then you know there's something to it. If you just see it, you know, you got to question, did I see what I thought I seen?
Right. Yeah. Like if you've ever lived in a house with a ghost, the whole family usually sees it. Like I've lived in a house with a ghost, and ghosts just be walking around outside.
Well, we're gonna do some shows on ghosts and the spirit world coming up also too. Tonight is aliens and alien abductions, you know, but we're gonna move to spirit world, psychics, all kinds of different topics.
Yeah, those are my two stories from Hollywood.
Okay, my man, you be good. Watch out for Dog Man. He's out there lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, watch your back, Jack.
All right, watch your back, Jack. You be good.
Be beautiful, man. Stay funny. Stay good.
All right, peace. All right, I'm going to pull this video up. News Nation, right? Like I said, there's supposed to be some disclosure on UFOs coming up the 13th. Congress to hear from UFO whistleblower is the title of this video. But what they are saying is there is unexplained things in the sky that we don't know what it is. Okay, the phone lines are open. If you have any experiences with aliens or somebody that in your family's been abducted or a crazy alien story, feel free to hit up the call-in number at 757-797-6694. Now, when I hear all this, it makes me want to look up in the sky for sure. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? Who's this? Where you calling from?
Well, I'm just saying my name's Shane, but I'm calling from overseas.
Okay.
But I watch your show all the time, man. I really like it. But hold on one second. Anyway, a lot of this stuff that you're talking about right now, the military really don't know
what it is.
I work for an independent contractor, and a lot of this stuff is contracted out. And they don't really know what they're looking at until it's released. For example, I'll just give you an example. They had a problem in Fallujah. In April, they went in Fallujah, 2004. And well, they tried to go in, and a bunch of them was getting killed. And so they pulled back. And I don't know if you remember about the war or whatever, but they held back about 47 days. They had aircraft guns in there. You know, Iraq was like the third highest in anti-aircraft guns there was in the world. I mean, in the world.
Yeah, I remember when they had them on top of the buildings, you know, in Iraq, and you could watch them firing the tracer bullets. Yeah,
well, they had problems with all that, and had problems even just moving soldiers around, moving people around. Anyway, we got called in, and it wasn't no great. Well, nowadays you can go buy them right out the store now, which was not supposed to happen. These drones that people are flying around.
Yeah.
Well, the military very, very seldom do they create anything. They use what technology they can gather, and you know, it's companies and stuff that do it. But anyway, they called us in, and the first thing we done was we hooked a bunch of them to balloons and put lights on them. Simple. Flew them over Fallujah. Well, they had been told, the reason why they couldn't get them, they've been told not to cut them radars on until they knew there was planes in the sky and something in the sky.
Uh-huh.
And so we flew these over with lights on them. And what happened? They start cutting them on all over, start shooting. The minute they do, the ships was just locking on to every one of them.
Okay, so they set up something for them to fire at just so they could find out their locations to blow them up.
Exactly. They lock on. Once they locked on, you know, it's just a balloon. They thinking it's planes coming. They're cutting these things on left and right, firing at these balloons, and our ships was locking on to every one of them. Even when they cut them off, it was still locked on to that spot.
Yeah, to the heat sensors.
So they were able to pretty much take out all their anti-aircraft within 2 hours, because they're pretty much like giving somebody that knows how to throw rocks, just giving them guns, because they don't even aim, they just shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you know, it's kind of sad, but in a way, that's war. You know, it's what it is.
Yeah.
But as far as these pyramids that you're talking about, some of it's kind of sketchy. I probably shouldn't say a lot of it, but we do have technology. It's EMP. They'll just like pyramids. They'll come in. They can take out the whole United States if they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, when they declassified, you know, the stealth bomber, I knew they were working on something new. You know, and I think a lot of what people are seeing and thinking it's UFOs in the sky is U.S. technology, because we know the military is 20 to 50 years more advanced than what we see in the private sector.
Yeah, yeah. And the private contractor sector is where it's coming from. That's where all the technology. Believe it or not, Elon Musk has a lot more going on than just sending rockets up into space.
I'm sure he does.
Yes, he does. And it's mind-blowing. I mean, I know a good bit, but I don't know all. But I'm going to tell you now, what we have, that's why Trump is not scared of any country in this world, because we are probably 50 years in advance of any country there is. And we don't use it, and we don't show it. You know, it don't take but little simple things sometimes that can cause the end of a war, you know. So, I mean, if you think about it, you take balloons and have them hooked to a little old drone and fly them over with a big light on the bottom of them, and, you know, here goes a whole army cutting on everything they got, trying to take things out of the sky.
Yeah.
Not realizing they're locking on to everything they turn on. We've actually got drones that can see right through a building and see exactly what's in it, who's in it, where the kids are, where the women's are, where the kids are.
Yeah, I've seen technology like that where people can look into the thermal technology where they can look right through a house and see they could see the heat signatures inside the house. So if you was a person in your bedroom, they could see your heat signature in the house and tell if people are in the house.
Yeah, that listen device the same way. We can hear and see everything going on.
You know, guided missile technology. I've seen them fly missiles right through windows and into rooms of houses, and they explode. So
yeah, I mean,
these guided missiles.
A lot of this stuff is we can't even. Nobody can talk about it, but just to let you know, some of the stuff they're going to be dropping out is probably 20 years old. I mean, it's not like they're going to give you anything modern, but it will still surprise you. But we even had problems over there with radars showing things that was there, but wasn't there. And to this day, we don't know what it was. And we had the highest sophisticated radars that you can have.
Yeah.
And we were picking up stuff that was just shouldn't have been there. And they would scramble sometimes, and there's nothing there. So we don't know what that was. And I mean, I don't know how they're going to explain that to the people. I mean, but they are going to release a lot of stuff. I know that we have a lot that they're going to release. The drones were never meant for somebody to go down to Walmart and buy a drone and fly it around.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you think about the technology with that, you could have, just say you could have a president standing on a stage and a drone come along and take him out.
Yeah, we were seeing a lot of that in Israel. I mean, in the Ukraine, the Ukraine and Russia. I mean, I sat there and watched one day. I watched so many drones that have explosive on it fly up on Russian soldiers and just blow up, taking out tanks, taking out all kinds of, you know, advanced war machines, and just being taken out by like a $50 drone.
Yeah,
it's insane. I mean, it's we're seeing what the future holds. You know, is unmanned combat. You know, now you got somebody that's could be sitting 1,000 miles away and killing people on the other side of the country.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing, and they're using, a lot of times they're using regular old game controllers to fly it.
Yeah,
you know, it's not sophisticated. I mean, it is in a way, but it's not. You know.
Yeah, they put all this technology in the back of like them truck crates. You know, like the like you would see on the back of a small half-size container, like on container ship freights. And then, but when you open them up, go inside, they're all computerized, and there's a person sitting inside flying drones on the other side of the world.
Oh yeah, yep, we got them. That's for sure.
And then just all
they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot more than that. They got a lot going on. People don't realize, but every country, we've got people in them.
And then a lot of these,
they're not getting away with anything. Like even Russia, you know, we know what he's going to do tomorrow because he's already talked about it. It's not, you know, that's, people don't understand the United States when they say, oh, well, if you look at the spending budget for the United States, we spend half. Let's say it's a pie. We spend half of it, okay? And then all the other countries on the earth spends the other half. So that just goes to show you they're not just paying military. That's paying the independent contractors to go out here and invent all this new stuff.
Yeah.
Elon Musk with his programs he's got going on.
Yeah, he got, you know, he got robots and everything he's working on. And, you know, in the beginning of this, that all that stuff is going to be used as weapons. Anytime something great is created, it's always turned into some type of weapon to hurt people.
Yeah. And well, believe it or not, that's what Elon Musk, he had really went down the road of AI. I mean, way down that road. And I think he started seeing things that was very dangerous. And now if you listen to Elon Musk, he's trying to tell everybody.
Yeah, because he's basically the creator of Skynet, like the Terminator movies.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so that's basically the, you know, we've seen movies, Hollywood movies that, you know, show us, you know, the dangers of AI, you know, but technology is actually catching up with the movies. So
yeah, and AI, it thinks for itself and it keeps adding.
Yeah,
it never stops. Like you go to sleep, you go to sleep. These things do not stop, and they just keep adding and adding and adding, and it's just unbelievable what they can do.
All right, my man. Look, we're running out of time. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, man. You have a good one. Hey, I love the show, man.
All right, peace.
All right.
So yeah, like we're seeing the birth of Skynet, new technologies, unmanned aircrafts. Dolly. Hello.
Dolly.
Yes.
I want to know, is UFOs real and is Bigfoot real?
All right, who's this? Where are you calling from?
This is George from Houston.
George from Houston. I mean, there's definitely something in the skies. I mean, I couldn't tell you 100% if UFOs are real, but there's definitely something out there that's unexplainable.
I believe that as explainable, they is here.
You believe that the UFOs are here and the aliens are amongst us already?
I believe we was created from them.
Created from the aliens. So they've been here. Our whole existence is basically what you're saying.
I think they took some of our DNA or some of their DNA and took some monkey DNA and made us from them. And that's what we are.
Okay, I don't know about the monkey thing. I can't even climb, but I do got some hair growing on my back, so that may be monkey back.
I think they took some of their stuff that was on this planet and they took some of their stuff and mixed it together and made a human being.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the story of the Anunnaki, the Sumerians. They believe something similar to that the God.
I kind of like that theory. I kind of like that theory, don't you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it explains a lot if that is what's happening. And that would explain, since the beginning of time, people have been seeing, you know, objects in the sky. I mean, way before any of us were here, our ancient ancestors were reporting what appears to be UFOs.
Well, it would make sense to me. I mean, look, you take a little bit of this monkey juice, and you take a little bit of that monkey juice, and you mix it together, and you would get a person.
Or you would get brass monkey, that funky monkey.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't here for it. So I don't know. I just know that, you know, a lot of people have been reporting this, and it would be easier for me to say if I could say, yeah, I seen a UFO land. Will we ever see anything like that in our lifetime? Like a UFO land on the grounds of the White House and another being get out that is not humanoid?
Yeah, but there's been people that say that they've seen lots of landings. You know, the people in England and just all across the damn.
I mean, do you think there was a crash in Roswell with the little alien?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you believe they took them to Area 51? They started working on things together. I mean, there's a lot of people that do believe that that alien technology has been back engineered. That's why we had the boom of technology over the last 20 some years. Technology
right.
grew.
That's
so
exactly
fast.
where the technology of the transistors and all that stuff came from.
Well, and even like Kevlar, the aliens were woven in Kevlar that apparently that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, and they back engineered that. Now, DuPont came out, which is the creators of Kevlar, and said that they wish it was that easy, that would have been great, but that they had some of the top scientists in the world working on Kevlar for over 30 years to create that fiber.
Yeah, I believe that. What about the stuff that was the invisibility Kevlar? Do you remember that?
I've seen something like it. I've seen this blanket that they can hold, and it projects what's behind you on the front of it, so it appears that you're invisible. There's a video that's on YouTube of a U.S. soldier running, and he vanishes, and then he reappears.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. I don't know how true that is, or if that's edited on, you know, the internet, but it goes into the Harry Potter, the disappearing cloak. You know, I'm sure they're working on technology that's leading that way, because we've been working on stealth technology all the way back to the Philadelphia experiment. Right.
Oh, that's the Philadelphia experiment. Now that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because those people were buried in the decks of the.
Yeah, and the ship reappeared. The ship reappeared right here by my house. I live right.
Is that crazy?
I live right where the Philadelphia experiment where it showed up at. That's what they say, but you know, they say, some people say they were working on technology that sent this ship through like time, and some people say they were working on basic stealth technology, like you would see just avoid radar, that it was stealth, that it avoided radar, and it came to Norfolk. But I mean, I don't know. The rumor is that somebody jumped off the ship and got sent through time, and some people were fused in the ship, like into the floor and into the metal and things like that. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know the actual truth, but whatever happened, it was so strange that they made movies about it.
Well, we've been watching these stories forever. What about the face on Mars and stuff? We got faces on Mars that are.
It appears that there does look like there is some type of face or pyramid on Mars, similar to what
well,
we
that
see
is
on
a
our
rock
planet.
construction. That's a face on Mars.
Yeah, I mean, you know, over the years they've took pictures of it and it looks slightly a little bit different. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you really believe that they've sent? I don't really believe a lot of stuff we see from space. I don't.
Here's what I believe.
I don't think we have that technology that
Here's what I believe.
the government makes us think we have.
I believe that there was some kind of a special race of people that came through this galaxy that probably seeded some planets on our solar system.
Okay.
And they left seeds here and there and everywhere and God knows where else.
Yeah.
And they probably said, you know, if it seeds, fine. If it don't, fine. And I think that that's probably what these people do out there. These things do.
Well, I believe, you know, meteors and comets are what seed the universe. And I believe if we found life out there, it would be life similar to ours because it was seeded the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I believe that life probably propagated from just being seeded on a planet that was eligible to be seeded on.
That could, you know, withstand life. The Goldilocks planets.
Right. And that's what we are. Because there's, you know that there's lots of planets out there.
But we got to remember that
Goldilocks planets.
That had to come from somewhere. That was created somewhere by some higher being, you know, which some people would say God.
Right. Exactly. So something came by and seeded this planet with a seed that said, you know what, this is a good place to put a seed. And we're going to do this here. And we're not going to, you know, if we do it over there, it ain't going to work so well. It's like I planted a lot of tomatoes and peppers and shit like that, you know, off in my garden over here.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everything fucking died except for a few fucking things.
Yeah.
And I got a tomato and I got a pepper and I got a, you know, not everything grew, but something did grow. I did get something that grew.
Okay.
You know?
Well, look, we're running out of time. I appreciate you calling in, my man. You be good. Stay safe.
You too.
All right.
Love you.